Hello Internet and welcome to RobotC for Dummies. In today's video, I'll be showing you all a brief introduction on how to program your sensors for your Vex robot so your robot can do a set of complex functions in the game. As you can see, some of you who might have participated in the Vex competition would realize that sensors are actually one of the most important parts of your robot, and without them, eh, making your robot able to do complex functions would be extremely hard or in some cases impossible. And especially in this upcoming vex competition on in the zone, it is very much essential that you need to know how to program your sensors so that your robot could stack cones or overcome obstacles and so on, according to your wish in the competition. So hence, without ado, let's jump into robot c. Once when you get into RobotC, remember to create a new file and save them under a thumb drive. That would be a good practice that I would recommend to everyone. So let's just save this as a sensor demo. Save. So I have saved my file, and let's get to the root of programming your sensor. So once when you opened a file, remember to go to motor and sensor setup. That's in your upper tab over here. Once when you click it, you would start to see that there's a lot of tabs, and you would notice two particular tabs that says analog sensors from 1 to 8 and digital sensors from 1 to 12. So what do I mean is, um, for some of you who might have had experience, Vex actually categorizes its sensor into two categories called analog and digital. And for some of you who might be interested on why is it called analog and digital? Well, the simple answer is analog sensors return a change in resistance of values that's given to it. So what happens is analog sensors convert the type of change that's given to it in the form of resistance, and that resistance is theoretically converted into a range of values that had to be converted from analog output to a digital output. So that would be a function of that would be one of the case of analog sensors, but in digital sensors you don't have to do all those, and plus it's easier. So for those of you who might be wondering why what are the types of analogs and digital sensors, well, analog sensors are stuff like potentiometers, and one more thing about analog is most of the sensors have only one wire coming out of them. So and a great example would be a potentiometer that I have here. So as you can see, potentiometers have just one wire coming from them. And if you're interested in digital sensors, a great example would be a shaft encoder, where you would see that there's like a top wire and bottom wire coming up from this shaft encoder, and that would be a digital sensor. So most of the digital encoders and sensors, they're going to have two wires, so that would be a easy way to remember. But also remember that there could be a digital sensor with one wire. For example, switches, limit switches could have one. Let me just quickly type. So vex limit switches would have one wire popping out from them. And what do I mean is, if you look at it, it has one wire coming out from it. So if you could see here, it has just one wire coming out from it, just one wire. So, but this is a digital sensor, so be careful. And the great advice would be to just go to this tab and navigate around, look at the sensor type, and when you click this this array, it starts to give you what type of encoders you could program it to. And also, some of you might be thinking, is that it? I mean, how do you connect it to the cortex? Well, the simple answer is, if you have a cortex, and if I could zoom into it, um, if I could zoom into it, you would notice that there is a there is a marking here on the cortex that says analog from 1 to 8 and 1 to 12 are special. In this case it says there is digital. So all you have to do is navigate around your sensor type, And once when you found out that, say for example, you're going to use potentiometer or a light sensor or a line follower, if you're going to use any of this and you are deciding to connect them to the cortex, just make sure to connect them to this analog. And if you're using digital, remember to connect your digital sensors over here. I guess that would be my video on how you should know what type of sensors you're gonna use. And hopefully through this video, I believe everyone would have gotten a better understanding of your sensor. And thanks for watching this video, guys, and see you in my next video.